Okay, so it seems that we've got even more to this whole Belle the Whale controversy, which has been going on over the past couple of days. Now, obviously, this has been a very interesting one, as you know, there's been very mixed opinions in regards to a tweet that she put out recently, which we covered over on this channel quite a bit. Now, this was the original tweet, obviously saying if you're an up-and-coming female content creator with a small but growing audience and a much larger successful male content creator approaches you out of nowhere and showers you with attention on stream, in DMs, etc., don't walk, run. Now, obviously, a lot of people had varying opinions, as I said, to this, and you know, to be honest, I don't think it's that bad. I think it is essentially the point of the message is warning a lot of female content creators that sometimes, you know, people will try to take advantage of you. Now, obviously, some people say that she didn't word it in the best way. Some people say that she's going after all men. I don't think she's going after all men, but I do think that maybe she could have worded it a little bit better, and that probably would have made it a little bit less inflammatory than it is already. But it is getting a lot of hate at the moment, and you know, I can understand why some people are hating on it. To be honest, I'm not too bothered by this. I don't care either way, whether you think, you know, this is a bad message or whether this is a good one. You know, it's completely up to you to really decide this one, right? But again, obviously, she then adds more fuel to the fire when actually making a tweet recently, which now people have also been going after too, which is a response to Maxwell saying, just woke up and what is going on? And then Bao replied, said, I said, if Harvey Weinstein invites you to a party, don't go, and it ruffled some feathers. Now, obviously, a lot of people were saying, you know, that's literally not what you said, and people were pretty rightfully angry about this. Now, as I said, you know, you can believe whatever you want about the first initial tweet, but I do think she's pretty wrong here in terms of this reply. You know, she said, I said, if Harvey Weinstein invites you to a party, if you don't know who Harvey Weinstein was, he was big in the film industry and obviously exploited a lot of people using his power in the film industry, right? Which obviously, you know, can be likened to some things with like bigger creators going after smaller ones. But let's be real, Harvey Weinstein is on a different level to obviously male content creators showering people with love, because, you know, a lot of the time, you know, Harvey, you know, if you think about what Harvey Weinstein did, a lot of his intentions were you know, pretty terrible. They, you know, they were like sexual and things, and it wasn't great. But, you know, a lot of the time, whenever these big male content creators approach these female ones, the most that they really want is like clout. You know, they want to get on that kind of bandwagon of an up and coming small creator that is, you know, getting followers and everything like that, which, you know, sometimes obviously, yes, there are some nefarious people out there who will do that. But at the end of the day, usually a big motivator for that is because they're growing and because they want to get on that kind of, train of a lot of kind of people and a lot of attention going over to them, right? And I think that is a really big difference from calling them literally Harvey Weinstein, which I think is pretty crazy. Obviously, yeah, Rev saying that's literally not what you said with the screenshot there. Someone said, here you go, just to remind you what you actually said. And yeah, I do think she is, completely incorrectly like phrasing it. And it's not good, right? And more people saying, well, there it is. That was the dumbest thing I've read all day. Said, lol, it's literally not what you said. Also, Maxwell, don't give her any of your money compliments because by her definition, that would make you a predator. Save yourself and run. Honestly, that would be good advice for any female streamer. So I don't know why people are blowing it up like they are. Having said that, I also don't approve of those who are using it to promote more hate towards men who don't deserve said hate, which is true, because obviously a lot of people are taking this as like it's creating a lot of male hate. And I do think, as I said, you know, it could have been worded better. I think that obviously in terms of, you know, them talking about the fact like specifically a male content creator comes up and approaches you out of nowhere and shows you attention, I do think female creators can also do that too. It's not just a male only thing, which I think is obviously what a lot of people are mad about as well, which I think, is 100% true. But again, I think that this reply as well just kind of puts the nail in the coffin here, because it's just not a very good example. It's not a very good summarization of what exactly has happened here. Now, obviously, if she said exactly that, then sure, that would be a good summary. But she didn't say, if Harvey Weinstein invites you to a party, don't go, you know, because she didn't say, oh, if a, big movie industry, person comes up to you and asks you to do something, run. that's not what she said. She said if a much larger male content creator specifically, and yeah, I mean, it just doesn't add up, and many people are going after her over this as well. Now, this doesn't mean that, obviously, for her original take at least, that she should be harassed or anything over it. I think obviously it is a conversation to be had, and a lot of people are trying to correct her, a lot of people are agreeing with her, and a lot of people are in the middle and don't really know what to say, right? And I do think that's totally fine. And I think that there has been a lot of people, though, that have been going and saying stuff like this, saying we should blank all women that hate men for literally no reason. She just put, oh. And obviously, yeah, I do think that is pretty messed up. I think obviously there is one thing supporting men and things and just, not wanting, this kind of anti-male thing to go around. But there's also another thing of you literally saying that you wanted to do that to someone over something like that, which I think is pretty crazy. Obviously, people saying they couldn't even make a post on main, no PFP, no post, follows a few, was made in 2024 at least. Burner accounts are normally a few days old. I said a quick Twitter search, and obviously, yeah, a lot of people have been saying it as well, which obviously, yeah, I do think that's a little bit far, and I don't think this conversation should be taken in that direction at all. I think the original conversation itself was a pretty interesting one, and there's been a lot of different debates and things, and support and kind of not support as well, opposite support. I don't even know what word that would be, but yeah, there's been a lot of varying kind of responses to this entire kind of tweet, because it is an interesting one, right? And many VTubers have obviously shared their experiences with their own kind of stuff happening, and I think that's totally okay too, because obviously they have gone through something that maybe this tweet kind of reminded them of, and they are sharing that experience with everyone too, which, yeah, I mean, it's to get the awareness out there, because stuff like this does happen. Bao isn't wrong. Bao is right in the fact that, there is a lot of content creators that will come up to you and, shower you with attention and stuff in streams and in DMs and everything like that. And I think that is a very specific thing that she's saying. She's specifically saying much larger, successful male content creator approaches you out of nowhere and also showers you with attention on stream. She's not saying, if you're a female creator and a male comes up to you and showers you with attention, run. No, that's not what she's saying. She's saying a larger content creator out of nowhere and all of this kind of stuff. And I think that, yeah, it is one of these things where maybe it could have been worded better to kind of understand it. But yeah, I think that, many people have been pretty mad at it. And, I can kind of understand why. As I said, but then you're missing out on the trauma bonding with another girl who is the victim of the same successful guy. That, man, girls need to go back to bonding over their favorite unpopular ships and not the worst moments of their lives. Maxwell even commenting on this one saying, I've seen this happen to people before. What's important is looking at the behavior. There'll be a million random qualifiers that might make people think otherwise, but someone's behavior is telling no matter who they are or what they do. So pattern recognition and listening to your gut feeling is an absolute must, which, yeah, obviously, I think that, yeah, there is two kind of separate situations to this entire whole situation, I guess, in the sense of like whether you agree with this tweet or not in the first place. Again, as I said, you can think whatever you want about this. As I said, I don't think it's that bad. I think it's a finely put tweet, and there is stuff like this that genuinely does go on in the space, but obviously some people are seeing it as, some big like attack on men, which I just don't think it is either. But also, you can also have this side of it where she's kind of paraphrasing it to this, which I just don't think is true. I don't think it's true. I think the post is much more nuanced than this, and I don't think it can be really summarized to if I said if Harvey Weinstein invites you to a party, don't go. That is not what she said, and many people are not happy about that, which has now ignited even more of the kind of people to go after her, which obviously, to be fair, she has continued this. She could have just carried on with what she was doing, but it seems like, it just keeps on getting worse. But also, she did make a stream as well, which I'm pretty sure we covered a little bit in the last video. Essentially, she tried to explain exactly what she meant by this tweet as well. So I definitely recommend going to go check that out. It's like 30 minutes long. So again, I won't be like sitting here watching it, showing you guys it, because it is way too long to go through. But you know, obviously, I think if you have to make a stream or a video going through a tweet that you made and explaining why, you know, it's, you know, whatever you meant, right? I just don't think it was a good tweet, or it was a well put together tweet if you have to explain it. You know, a tweet should be something that you don't have to explain, because all of your thoughts and feelings should be within that one tweet. But again, obviously, that's just how it goes. You know, obviously, some people make bad tweets sometimes, and that's just, you know, what happens. But again, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this, because again, I'm very interested in what you guys have to say. As I said, there's been very, very mixed opinions on all of this, and I do think that Bao has kind of made it worse for herself by making this reply. But hey, we'll have to see what happens, as this was a recent reply, only a couple of hours ago. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to Game Subs, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.